Nobody likes to feel controlled, right? It's very unpleasant, it's oppressive. It puts our nervous system into a state of shutdown. And as a parent, I can experience this with my children, where they're testing their power, their boundaries, their reality. And here's what I believe about control. And I share these videos, I share these ideas with you as a perspective, a point of view. And I'm not saying I'm right. And they've been incredibly impactful on my own relationship with myself, the self-criticism that I used to experience, the self-doubt, judgment, blame, shame that was just in me, as well as the way that I would show up in relationship, which was actually quite small. I would make myself small, or try really hard, try really hard. And there was no balance in my life. So bringing it back to control, my experience and my belief around control is that anyone only wants to exert control over a situation from a place of fear. Ultimately, it boils down to that. It doesn't make it right, it doesn't make it okay. And I think when we can settle into that understanding, it starts to soften it in our own system. It's way easier to be with our children when we understand that it's not a power battle, it's actually a nervous system out of regulation, grasping at something that feels safe, and control feels safe. It's a little bit more challenging to remember this with adults in our life, and the context is totally different, right? So because it's fresh and from today, I'll share this idea from the point of view of having a leadership role with our children, with my child, and what it can create when the control kicks in, which it did a few times today at different points with different children. And the way that I meet that now, the way I've learned to meet that, is with a compassionate understanding paired with very strong boundaries. So when my son speaks to me in a certain way or tries to take control of the situation, we are doing this and it's going to be this way and that's the way it's going to happen. It isn't about me controlling then him, trying to control him, because nobody likes to be controlled. Do you like it? I don't like it. Nobody likes it. When we can come at it with an understanding, completely understand where you're coming from right now. If I was you, I would be speaking to me like that right now with the feelings that you're having. I get it, I understand. And it's my job to show you that there's another way to be with how you're feeling right now. There's a kinder way, there's a more loving way, and we'll get there together. There's nothing to fix, in my opinion, about behaviour. We want to empower our kids. We want to draw very firm lines when the behaviour is explosive or unacceptable. They need that guidance. And they, in my opinion, need that anchor of safety to be able to regulate themselves. When we're parents, we're not just our own nervous system, we're the nervous system of our children. So when they become dysregulated, when they become angry or inappropriate, we stay centered in safety. There's no power struggles because we know our power. That cannot be taken away. And we get to hold a very, as I say, it's a firm line. It's a loving and kind line. We get to offer our love, and that looks different for every person and every child. This isn't a strategy and a step-by-step script. That's not what I teach in my world. There are some words that are useful, like I understand, and this is not okay. But if we just say that as words, if we hear an idea and think, okay, yeah, that's a good idea, I'll implement that strategy, that 3-step plan. But if we don't have the certainty behind it and who we are, if we're not coming from love and we're coming from worry or fear, it's not going to have the same results. It's not that these things don't work. It's that the work always starts here. Always, always, always. So we don't meet control with control. We meet it with understanding and curiosity. I had a situation where my 6-year-old, we came in from sledging and he wanted screen time, and I wanted to go and get a food shop, and there was a little bit of tension in that, right? And for me, state that this is what I want to do, these are the reasons I want to do that. You want to have screen time right now, what are we going to do about that? I wonder what there is to do. And he looked at me and he said, 10 minutes of screens? And I said, all right. No battles. Nobody won, nobody lost. Everyone's a winner in my home. And that's the place I like to come from. With 3 individuals, myself and my 2 boys, there's not always a win-win-win. And that's what we aim for every time. And when someone tries to become controlling, that's a moment of dysregulation. The behaviours are indicative of an expression of fear that they can't put into words. They can't. Literally don't have the capacity for it yet. the brain function for it yet. And no, I'm not a child psychologist. I haven't got a background in that. I have my lived experience. And as I say, the tension that melts, it drops in like this and it melts the more I continue to go on my own journey and meet these moments with love, with curiosity, with understanding, and with a boundary. So that's the invitation. The next time you feel like there's a power struggle coming in, see if you can drop that. Notice your own nervous system. Focus on that first. And there will be a solution that unfolds from there. I'd love to know what you hear in this for you. I'd love to know if there are any questions or comments around anything that I have shared. And if there's anything that you are specifically struggling with at the moment, then you can get in touch and I'll speak to it. Either leave me a comment or you can leave me an email. Sending you so much love, and I'll see you soon.